Hi, and welcome to the Home Sweet Home podcast with Marissa. I am your host, Marissa O'Connor with Keller Williams The Woodlands on the Charlotte Cole Group team. And I'm really excited today because if you're watching on video, you'll notice that we're in a different location. It's bright, it's sunny, it's happy, the birds are chirping. We are on my mom and dad's back porch, and I am thrilled because my mom, Lana McAvoy, is with me today. I'm going to be interviewing her. Hey, Mom.
Hey,
How are you doing?
great. Glad to be here on my back porch.
It couldn't be more convenient for you. I brought Mom on today to ask her specifically about, they just recently had a generator installed. And if you're a homeowner, this may be something that you're considering installing at your own place. So my mom had the unique opportunity of kind of project managing the whole install. She coordinated all of the people that were going to help her. She got everything she needed lined up. So I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your experience and kind of how this all got started. What even made you want to get a generator in the first place?
Well, I would say the first thing is that we went 7 days without power. I'm sure other people have done worse, but I was telling your dad, Ken, it's like, we are too old to be without power. It's hot. And it's always the weather. It's raining, it's humid, it's never the right conditions for the power to be out.
Right.
So,
and yeah, I mean, although we love where we live, we do live in a place where hurricanes happen. So it's just something to think about if that's, something that you in the area that you live in that you deal with, or even if you are a person who has maybe special medical needs and you really need power all the time for life, like if you're on oxygen or any of those kinds of things, this may be something that you're considering. So I brought Mom on just to talk about her general experience. So like this may not apply to everybody. I think maybe everyone's experience is a little bit different, but I just wanted to get with somebody that actually had gone through it. So she wanted to get a generator because they have been experiencing some power outages. Not all the time, but it does happen, like I said, because we live in a hurricane area. So you wanted it, you decided you were going to get it. I know that there's some people that you could actually like order a generator through and they'll like install it for you and everything, but you didn't necessarily take that route. Can you explain the route that you took?
well, I decided to try to make the purchase myself. I had been shopping and I felt like I was going to save money, and that was the path I wanted to take. And I started on the journey, and at the time it was even on sale, like at a big box store.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I can do this. I will make the purchase. And I did. I was waiting for it to be delivered. It seemed like quite a few people were also trying to buy generators at this time because, as we had said earlier, we'd all been experiencing some power outages just due to bad weather, those types of things. So I got it ordered and I was waiting.
And so when you ordered it, does it get direct? You didn't have to pick it up. It got delivered directly to your home?
That's correct. Yeah. It like weighs over 500 pounds, and they were shipping it directly here. So I kept waiting. Then what I realized was it wasn't coming. So I had to check back with the store, and they told me, well, the best route now was she was going to have to cancel this order and place another one. And then by the time we did all that, then I had two generators. So I had to
two generators show up.
Yeah. So I had to obviously not accept the last shipment, and it finally arrived. And
yes, so you knew this big generator was coming. What were your next steps after that in getting it installed? What was like the first thing you had to set up after you knew it was going to arrive?
Well, the first thing I had to set up was I had to get a gas line run to it. And
because there's a couple different generators, right? Like
yes.
They do different things. You could set some up with natural gas,
yes,
or the gas that connects to your home.
Right. So we already have gas in our home. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, that's going to be the best option. So I hired a plumber, and it's a gentleman that I'd done business with. So he came out, assessed the situation, and he said he did not want to go through my backyard. He would rather go through the front and then all the way up the side. Now we live on probably almost an acre. And he had to run, I think, 300 feet of gas line.
Yeah, just because where you were going to put your generator and where your
Yes.
gas line plugged into your
Right,
house.
right.
So maybe something to think about if you are purchasing a new construction home. Kind of figure out where those things are right away.
Yeah.
And then if you can move it, you know, before the home is, you know, finished being built, if that's going to work better for you, if you know you're going to want a generator long term, maybe that's something to talk about with your builder. Because in this situation, their gas was not close to the ideal location they wanted their generator. Because something else you need to think about when you're installing your generator is that they're a little bit noisy. So if you have a little bit of property, my parents sit on almost an acre, like she said, if you can put it a little bit away from the home so it's not super loud, that's kind of ideal. And that's
Yes.
why you guys chose the area that you did to install it.
That's correct.
So Jed installed the line.
Yes.
Then at that point was like a slab poured for the generator, or
Yes. He
Okay.
also poured a slab, did a great job, made it tall. We wanted it kind of tall. Wasn't sure about how, you know, if there was lots of rain. I didn't want it setting too low. And he also had suggested to me at that point that I was going to need a larger meter for where my gas comes out of my home.
Okay.
And so I really wasn't sure what that meant, but he said, okay, just call your gas company. And I did, and they knew exactly what I was talking about. I told them what I was trying to do. And I had to schedule for someone to come out and upgrade my meter.
Okay. And it needed to upgrade your meter because you were adding an additional output to
Yeah.
the gas.
Yes. And I think too, if it's going a long distance, you know,
From
you
how
need
far
that,
you installed it.
I think that plays a part in it too.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure exactly
Well,
why it needs a bigger meter.
yeah, I didn't know either. Like I said, it was a pretty busy time last year. I think I had it done like last June is when I started the process. I think it actually was completed like in November, but it was going to take a while for the gas company to even come. Like once I contacted them through, you know, on their website, I got put on a calendar. And like I said, I think I was calling in maybe the 1st of July. And they said that they would see me November 1st.
Yeah, so it wasn't going to be an instant gratification process.
Definitely.
So it took a little while for them to come out and update the meter. And once they did, what did it look like from there?
Well, fortunately, as the process was going along, they were able to move me up. So they came like in September instead of November.
They came earlier. Okay.
They did. But at first it looked really dim.
Right.
So I was like, oh, it's going to be forever.
Right.
But they got here and they got it hooked up. And like I said, I think once they got the gas line hooked up, then the next step was electrician.
Okay. So electrician's a part of it. How does the electrician help with this portion of it? I don't really remember any of this part.
Right. Well, the generator came with, kind of looks like an electrical panel, but I believe it's, trying to think of what they called it. But you have to have this panel hooked up next to where your electrical panel is in your home. So that way, when you lose electricity, I think
it switches
over to the other panel, and it alerts your generator that you don't have power. So and the electrician came, he put all that in. And he's actually the one who started the generator, because the generator now is like, it's on internet. So you have to call, and it's not just like you push a button and it comes on. So I really was thankful, because the electrician, I wanted to make sure he had generator experience.
Yes. So it's best to always be reaching out to people that have done it before. It goes without saying, but it makes a big help whenever you're installing something for the first time. So it's connected to the internet, and that's how he was able to set it up. Was something with because it has an app. I know I kind of remember that a little portion of it has an app. He set it up, and
your generator has like a serial number, and he went online and basically, I guess, like registered the generator.
Okay, got it. And so, oh my gosh, sorry, bug. No, sorry. I was just stung by a wasp, and I did not want to be stung again. And I'm wearing a very floral dress. I thought, for those of you that can't see and you're only, enjoying this through listening capabilities, I'm wearing a very pretty floral dress, and the bugs are very attracted to it. And I said the very smart idea that we should sit outside today. So I guess that's what I get. Sorry to interrupt. So he set it up. registered it to you. And I remember that day you were very excited because this was a long process for you, a couple months of working to get this done.
I really, yeah, because I started it in June, and I think, at least 3 or 4 weeks for it to even be delivered.
Yep. And then you got two.
Then it
And
had
then
to,
we had to run the gas line, and then you had to get the electrician out. And so, all in all, like 4 months,
I would say June, July. Yes.
like a 4 month process.
Yes.
And obviously, if you're considering a generator, it's probably because you've had some experience with not having power, because that's really when you want the generator. If your home has never lost power before, why would you get one? So maybe some times to think about purchasing one would be like, not during peak hurricane season.
Yeah.
Because you probably will see price increases at that time. And then if you go into it knowing that it's probably going to take a couple of months, keep that in mind. There's a lot of different generator brands out there, and say just do your research about,
Yes.
what people say about each one. Does your generator have a warranty?
It does.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe possibly looking into a warranty is a smart thing. I know their generator runs now it like starts itself
It
to
does.
like make sure that it's still working. It runs like a little test for itself every week.
It does.
So that way it's not just sitting there stagnant, because you don't lose power a lot.
Yeah, and it keeps the battery charged because it has its own battery.
Okay.
Inside.
So that's important too, that it
Yeah.
does that. And like, do you have any kind of like maintenance plan you were thinking about implementing with it, or is that an option?
Yes, I believe it came with like a 3-year warranty.
Okay.
That I got a little extended warranty with it. It was a very great price.
Mhm.
And then I thought after that I would check into a company that maybe services it. Yes, because I think you have to like change the oil and things like that.
It's
like
like it, yeah. I mean, you're adding it to your home. You have to take care of your
You
home.
do.
This is an extension of your home that you want to take care of. It's it's an investment, and if you want it to be a good investment, you better take care of it. And speaking of like investment and pricing and things, sometimes people ask, hey, I put a generator in my home. How much more, if they're going to sell their home, how much more can we list our home if we add a generator? And normally the answer to that is that it doesn't add any additional price to what you can sell your home for. It may make your home more valuable to a prospective buyer. Say a buyer is choosing between your home and another home in the same neighborhood. Maybe you have a generator, your neighbor doesn't. People may be more attracted to that for that reason. Or maybe someone's had a bad experience with generators and they're like, I really don't want to deal with the generator. It's all personal preference, and you have to go in with this purchase knowing that if it's going to benefit you, you need to do it and enjoy it for yourself while you have it. And it may not necessarily be money back in your pocket in the long run, but it's something that you've decided to get. It's kind of like a pool. You're never going to get the exact value for the pool that you put in back to your home. So something to consider. Lots of things with generators. Overall, Mom did an amazing job coordinating it all. She was very patient, very persistent. I watched her over months manage the project, and you did a great job. And I think it's paid off very well for you. And while you haven't really had much use for it, for long periods of time, it gives you peace of mind knowing that it's there.
It does.
And it gives me peace of mind because I live nearby. And so if I need to bum some electricity from Mom if I'm out, I will be driving over. So thank you for your investment. Thank you. But yeah, it's something, if you're considering, get with a plumber, get with an electrician, get with, there are some vendors that offer to kind of do the whole process. They'll purchase it for you, they'll install it, they'll set it up. Get some prices. It may be easier for you to do it on your own. Hey, maybe it's not going to really save you that much money. Maybe it's just easier to hand it off to somebody else. That's up to you. Prices are changing, people are changing. Make sure you're working with trusted people, trusted vendors, and that's just using your best judgment is what I always recommend. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just I didn't know if I was going to be up to the task, but I was.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. And is there any questions I didn't ask you about the generator that I should have?
I think you covered all
No,
of it.
we got it all. A to Z.
Z.
Well, thank you so much for listening today. I hope this brings you great value. Have a great day. Thanks, Mom, again for being on with me.
Yes.
And God bless.
God bless.
Bye.